Students at the Barrouley Technical Institute are acquiring skills that would place them in good stead to take up jobs that are likely to become available once the Argyle International Airport is operationalized. When we visited them recently, they were happy to hear that with the pending takeoff of the tourism and agricultural sectors, the skills they are now learning will be in greater demand in the near future. They were urged to stick with what they're doing and become proficient and certified. The airport is being constructed because it was thought, and it is still the thought, and it is also the reality, that St. Vincent and the Grenadines needs improved air service. We need improved air service, improved air access, we need cheaper fares, we need more capacity when it comes to seating. And for us to do that, we need to have an international airport, because it is no way that we can do it using the E.T. Joshua Airport. For one thing, we couldn't increase seating capacity because bigger planes cannot land at E.T. Joshua. We can't make it cheaper because a small plane would always have to bring people in transit from one destination to St. Vincent. So anyhow you look at it, because of the disadvantages, E.T. Joshua was really out of the question. So hence, we are building at Argyle. Now, when Argyle is finished, this is what we are looking at. And when I think Argyle and I think operation, I think investment, I think jobs, I think improved economy, improved standard of living for our people. But of course, it's not going to happen by itself. We, the people, have to make it happen. We have to invest. We have to bring people in from outside, inside to invest. We, as the labor market, the labor force, we have to be prepared to take up the jobs and to offer good service. Right? So how do we do that? People like me, we're in the system, we old and we going out. But it is you, the young ones, who would really need to be prepared for this. Because it is you who will have to manage the airport, you will have to manage the economy of St. Vincent, you'll have to ensure that our country progress. Right? Because I'm going out. I got 2 young children and they're the ones who are taking over. So you have to be prepared. So the most important part of my being here is to tell you how you can be prepared and what you need to start doing now. Because if you wait until the airport is completed to start preparing yourselves, you're really going to be behind time. But you're at the right place at the right time to start preparing. Now, when the airport, even before it's completed construction, we are going to see 2 areas that are going to benefit tremendously from the operation of the airport. 1, the tourism industry, and 2, the agricultural sector. If nothing else benefits, those 2 areas will benefit. Manufacturing to some extent, in that importers and exporters will now have better airlift to take their goods overseas, or if they're bringing in parts or whatever they need for the manufacturing process, they can get it here in quick time and save on cost, save on time, make some money. So they're likely to benefit as well. But tourism and agriculture, by far, would be the biggest beneficiaries. Tourism would expand because we're going to see more investments of the kind that we saw with Bukama. Bukama, we know, was constructed and continues to be constructed because of the premise that the international airport will be constructed. And they will be able to bring their clients in numbers and be able to fill that 1,000-room resort that they are building. There are other investments like that in the works, but they will not happen until after the construction of the airport. We are also envisioning other hoteliers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines would improve on their product, would improve on their service, and at some point in time, we want to either expand or build new hotels. There are smaller investors who will build restaurants, bed and breakfasts. Maybe when they are constructing their homes, they'll build extra rooms for rent because people are going to come in and they're going to need short-term, you're going to have short-term stay. So that if you have some place to rest your head for the night, you get up in the morning, you get breakfast, you go to your meeting, you go back to the airport, you catch your plane, you're gone. Those things are going to thrive. And we are seeing them happening already. There are persons within the vicinity of the airport who are already building new restaurants. They're building rooms for rent. People are constructing their homes and building extra rooms with the intention of being able to rent these rooms to short-term visitors. So these things are happening. When these things happen, when we have all of these investments, the hotels going up, the restaurants, the bed and breakfasts, when you have that kind of increase in investment, the next thing that happens is that you need people to run these places. And where do you get the people? You either get them at home because they're available, or you source them from outside because they're not available at home. Hence, one of my jobs is to inform students to be prepared for the jobs that are going to come. Because if you're not prepared, the persons from outside St. Vincent, and they're not far away, they're just across in Grenada, St. Lucia, Barbados, Trinidad, they're close by, and they're further afield. And there is something called the CSME, CARICOM Single Market and Economy, in which persons who are skilled and certified can move across the region and work in any territory once it is in CARICOM. So that the labor market for St. Vincent is no longer just St. Vincent. It is St. Vincent, the rest of the region, and further afield. So that if you're not skilled and qualified and certified, you cannot take up the jobs that are coming. And you can no longer say, well, they're giving all the jobs to the St. Lucians, or the Barbadians, or the Trinidadians, or whomever, and look at them as foreigners, because they're not. This is our market. It is one market, and we can pull either way. So if somebody from St. Lucia sees an advertisement in the paper for a job, and they apply, and they're more qualified and experienced than you, who you think will get the job? Not you. You will not get the job, and then we would start complaining, as we usually do, that the Vincentians are not getting jobs, foreigners are getting them, and we're not working, and people working. You understand what I'm saying? So that to avoid that situation, I implore students, stay in school, do the appropriate subjects, take the appropriate classes. But first of all, you have to know what it is you want to do. What sort of career you want to pursue. Is it a career in food and beverage management? Is it a career in somewhere in the hospitality industry? Is it a career in designing, technical drawing, something? What it is that I want to do. And when you have made up your mind as to exactly what it is you want to do, you take the appropriate courses. You go to the appropriate schools that will help you. You're at the TecSchool. You figure this will help you. Fine. But when you leave here, is there someplace else you can go to further your career? Where is that someplace else? You understand? There are some people who go to technical college. There are some who go to community college. There are some who go straight to UE. Where is it that you need to go to ensure that your career choice is fulfilled and that you're happy with it and you can make a good living from your career choice? And you can compete with anybody in the region for any jobs. So I'm happy to see you guys at the TecSchool, because I keep telling students in the regular secondary schools, if you ask, how many of you want to become a plumber? You don't see any hands go up. How many of you want to become an electrician? You don't see any hands go up. Here, hands will go up because this is where you are. So let me see how many prospective plumbers we have. Plumbers, who doing plumbing? Wow, you're doing plumbing. Beautiful. Okay, so I see 2 hands. Electricians. Good. How many in the hospitality industry? How many doing food and beverage? Management? That's it? Okay. Housekeeping? Nice. Okay. So listen, you guys are doing good subjects. And you know why? These are areas that calls for skills. You have to be highly skilled. You have to be certified so that you can take up the jobs. When the hotels open up these days, they need qualified housekeepers. They're not going to take anybody, you know. People who are qualified, they're trained to do the job. They have, well, some level of experience. those are the people who are going to get the job. If they're looking for a bartender, more than likely they're looking for an experienced bartender. Or if a space comes up for a freshman bartender, so to speak, they're going to put him with some experienced bartender where he can get the experience and some more training. Right? In any event, you need to have a level of training. Plumbing is a crucial area, so vital, so skilled, but so lacking in our country. The plumbers, you doing plumbing as well? Agriculture, you doing agriculture? Good. Plumbing, I'll come to agriculture. The plumbers are scarce. If I want a plumber today, trust me, I have to look hard to find him and I have to wait. Because he occupied with somebody else or somebody else or three-body else, right? You have to wait to get the plumber. And when you get the plumber does not come cheaply. Plumbers are expensive. The problem we have in our country is that plumbers with all their skills, and the few of them we have, they make good money, but they cannot move across the region. Why? They're not certified. So they're here stuck with all their skills, and better jobs are being advertised overseas, but they can't go because they're not certified. So the onus is really on you, and I'm imploring you to stay where you are and make sure you get certified. So that when you go out there to work, you can move. You do not have to stay in St. Vincent and work. Yes, we need this skill, but if we can't adopt everybody into the system, some people need to move out. And if you're certified, you can move out. Same with the electricians. I tell students, you don't have a receptionist anywhere in St. Vincent that I know of who could command like $120 to $25 a day. The carpenters and the masons do that. The plumbers can do that. The electricians can make more because they are highly skilled and they're highly paid. And why? The supply is limited. There are very few of them. So guys, do what you're doing. You're in a good field. All of you. The tourism industry will expand by leaps and bounds. You should have no difficulties finding a job in St. Vincent. When Bukama opened, they advertised for a lot of workers. Not a lot of people got hired. You know why they didn't get hired? Anybody want to guess why they didn't get hired? They were not skilled in the areas that the people were looking for. A lot of them went for interviews, but they were not hired because they did not have the necessary skills.
Following the first part of the presentation, the students were asked whether they think having an international airport is a good thing.
Well, it's a nice thing to have the airport in the country for proper communication abroad for the country. So where is the fund coming from for this airport so it can be carried out?
The money?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'll tell you in a minute. We have gotten some help from a number of friendly countries. Okay? You may have heard about some of them like Taiwan, Cuba, Venezuela, Mexico, Austria, Libya, Iran, Trinidad. You know, just to name some of them who have been helping us, giving us, whether it's in kind like the Cubans are doing with the labor or with equipment like the Venezuelans did, the master plan like the Mexican did, in cash like Trinidad did, Iran, Libya, those persons. We are also having some funds from some loans that we borrowed from was the NIS and I think was First Caribbean, I think. We had borrowed some money there. We also got some money through loans from Albor and the Petrocarib Fund. And we got some monies from land sales in Beckway. And we still have more lands in case, you know, anybody you need lands to buy, to sell, so we could continue paying for the lands that we have at Argyle. And the government continues to try and source funds so we can finish the airport. Because, you know, the money was not sitting down there waiting to build this airport. We are literally building this airport without the cash in hand, right? And we are at the stage where we are telling Vincentians, listen, we are doing a lot. We're building this airport. And in addition to the airport, we're doing a lot of ancillary things. Like we have to put in a new road to service Warraku and the persons who live in at Mount Pleasant. We bought the Catholic Church from the Catholics. We bought lands for them. We paid them for their church. We're assisting them with some material to reconstruct their church. We have removed the cemetery and
gave them a brand new cemetery, moved the people, buried them in a very dignified way. And we're doing all of those things that you have to add to the cost of the construction of the airport. With the help we have gotten from persons abroad, other countries that don't have any reason to give us help, we are now asking Vincentians, as a matter of pride, national pride, Vincentian pride, and to have something done that we so much want, it is time for us to help ourselves by giving some form of donation to the project as well. It is time for us to invest in ourselves, so to speak. So we have a fund at NCB in case any of your parents or anybody who got money who want to thing, and even if they don't have any $5, $10 or whatever dollars would do, just go to NCB and we have an account there. Just tell them you want to donate to the Argyle Airport Fund and they will know what to do with you. So there is an opportunity as well for Vincentians to put some money into the project. After all, it is our thing. And if foreigners can help us, we can help ourselves. You agree? We can help ourselves.
You too can learn more about the Argyle International Airport by visiting our website at www.svgiadc.com, on YouTube at IADCSVG, or call us at 458-0333. Also, the IADC will stage its annual outreach in Kingston on June 30th and July 1st. Come visit us then for more information.